Hey, it's me. I'm an hour late. Life. But here's what happened. Got home, we had dinner and that. We're talking, and then we're talking, and the talking takes forever. And it's like, here we are. Yeah, we're just discussing like foam plants and stuff because we're looking at, talking of updating our plans, which led to talk about tablets and computers. Like, it was quite a discussion. Ooh, I'm in the dark here. All right, let's see if I can fix. It's because I have so much stuff just on the side of the camera. That's like a tower. All right, we're gonna get started. So last week there was two people who commented on the Galactic Spacey Galactic Happy Mail card projects. I got the three cards here. And you know what? Because I said two people last are gonna win, they won. So Angelique and Jocelyn, you're both getting one of these each in the mail. Congratulations. And these are super, super cute. So pretty much, and opens up. Super adorable. So that is the prize for last week. I'm just going to put this in the envelope, put my notes with it so I know who's getting it. And then we're going to get crafting with tonight's project. And depending on time, because time is not my friend lately. Apparently a lot of things are not my friend lately. Go figure. It's been a weird few weeks. Alright, so I'm just going to... I just realized where I put it is not being helpful. Alright, well, I'm going to move a piece of paper that's in the way of some stuff. There we go. Okay, well, let's get going here. Let's get crafting. Let's do something fun tonight. It's been a weird week. Alright, so tonight's project's inspired from my upline, Teresa. This is just some gibberish paper, but she had a card sketch, and this is kind of my really, really rough drawing to figure out the sizes. So here we go. We're going to be making this card. I've already made it. I'll just kind of tease it here. But I'm going to change it a little because there's a lot of flaws with the first one. And I'll try to remember to explain at the end. Because it was a great project. It was just, it takes a lot more effort than I realized. And supplies and that. So I'll explain as we go. So first, I'm going to take some cardstock. This is 8.5 by 11. On the 11-inch side, we're just going to cut in half like normal at the 5.5 mark. Oh, I've got one for tonight, and I've got some extra pieces as we go. I am going to pull, one moment, some scrap paper, because it's so useful. Yes, welcome to my chaotic room here. Is that it? I'm trying to find it. Is that my white paper? Yeah, that is my white paper. I'm like, I didn't recognize it. It's like a whole whack of white scraps anyway. There are lots of white scraps. But they'll come in useful. Okay. So I got our card base. We already cut it. We fold it in half. So let's get that going. Oh, it's not liking me tonight. Nothing's working for me tonight. Oh my goodness. Alright. Bone folder. There we go. So there's our card base. So let's put this off to the side for a bit. Now, so this project, I designed it as it takes 3 pieces of designer series paper. We're going to do each layer at a time. So we're going to start with the first one, which I need a piece of white cardstock at, it will be, I believe, 5.25 by 4. And I'm just going to do... Okay, so I got this scrap piece of white cardstock with a little bit of blue on it. This might work. Let's find out. I did a quick semi-measurement to get an idea. So I need 5.25 by 4. It is 4, but I'm going to use the flip side because I'm a kitty. So let's just kind of sort of give this a quick slit. That way that is removed. And then on this side will be 5.25. There we go. And now I've got a white piece for something else. Alright. So there's our first piece that we need. Now, to go with it will be the gorgeous grape designer series paper from the Regals collection. And ideally, I want the stripy one. As you can see, I had some existing pieces before. So let's open this up. And then soon we're going to get into the difference of this card. So this style of DSP is retiring, which is unfortunate because I have so much of it here. It's like, Kitty's got to use it more often. So as I was getting ready for tonight's video, I'm like, do I use new paper or do I use retiring? I'm like, you know what? Just go with the retiring stuff. It's a lot of fun. So this is a 6x6, but I need to cut that down to 5 by 3 3/4. And I want the stripes to be a certain direction. So let's do it. Paper trimmer again. So this side will be 3 3/4. And then this side will be the 5-inch. So let's come along nicely. So ideally, this will go on there. And then that will go on our card base. So you're probably wondering, why is there so much weight? Hey Tony, how you doing? Nice name. Yes, very crafty. So here's the start, but we're seeing white on white and then the purple. But that white panel, I want to change the color of it. There's two ways. I could have used the Gorgeous Great cardstock. That was one option, and I do actually have it. But where I did my original plan, which I'll show at the end, is I actually use ink in the blending brush. It turned out really well, but oh my god, the amount of effort and work, because actually you can see the previous. I had to use a lot of ink in blending to make it work. So tonight, we're doing it differently. We're going to try another way. I'm going to bring in a batch of pencils. Some of these are Stampin' Up! Pencils and some of them aren't. Luckily for me, I have Gorgeous Grape as a colored pencil, the exact color it's supposed to be. So we're going to essentially color the edges of, oh, in case you're wondering the other side, pretty hearts. We're going to color the edges of that white cardstock to try to get the same effect. That way, I want to see at the end which card you guys love better, because I love their first one. There's one part of the first one I really don't like, because I should have used watercolor paper for the ending. But first, and this is going to be a lot easier to do than the first time. Essentially, it doesn't have to be Stampin' Up! Pencils. As long as you have a color pencil that you like, that will work with the concept, it'll work. So this one's a little different, but that's okay. And I just want to get, I mean, a part of this we won't need to kind of tease already. So there's only so much I don't need. But I'm still going to try to fill in. Actually, I'll just go kind of across. Why not? And then just kind of keep going, because I just want no longer a white border. And then I might attempt to jazz it up in a moment. So here's the part where this might be, actually looks, you know what? Oh my god, even that just looks cool. Oh, that just looks neat. That'd give me an idea for another project. But what's interesting is the purple doesn't quite match, doesn't it? But it still looks good. Alright. Now, I'm really curious. This is total experimental. I just had this idea as I'm coloring the edges. I want to bring in a water painter. I just want to see what happens to the edge if I just wet it. Alright, let me off to the side. Do a little squirt to get some moisture down. Okay, let's just see if I wet it, what it does. Oh, it makes it back to the color it should be. Because technically the Stampin' Up! Pencils are watercolor pencils. Suddenly, it's bringing back the color it's meant. Okay, this is actually, oh yeah, there we go. That looks so much better. So just kind of wet paint around it. I probably should have used watercolor paper for this. Live and learn. Next time we will. Oh, that's looking so much better. But even this technique, I gotta try this another video. Doing this. Oh, that's cool. And then just on scrap paper, try to clean the tip of that brush. There we go. So that piece is done. Yeah, I should use watercolor paper. I can see it now. Alright, so what we'll do is the rest of the project we'll use watercolor paper. So that goes on top. And so suddenly, I've got a border of purple around my purple Designer Series paper. That is so awesome. I should use watercolor paper. I still could. Actually, should I? It's not bad. It's not super saturated, but yeah. So what we'll do for the rest of this, we'll use watercolor paper for sure. I got lots. Alright, so this gets glued on top. Try to get it centered. It's not fully centered, but it's pretty good. And then this will get glued on our card base with regular glue again. And it's a great way of using up scrap paper too, because that white piece was scrap paper. Okay, oh, this is gonna be cool. It doesn't look too bad, but anyway. Alright, so we got that glue. Now we gotta do the next layer of this project. That was really neat. Which is, I believe the color was Orchid Oasis. But first I'm gonna put some of these away. So Orchid Oasis we got right there. So for the DSP and the white panel, let's figure that out. Okay, let's put that off to the side for a moment. Alright, we'll come back to this in a moment. I got some watercolor paper here. This is not the official, but I have a whole whack of this, so this should kind of work. So for the white paper, it needs to be 5 1/4 by 2 1/2. So I'm going to cut 2 1/2 already. And put it off to the side. Oh, I need new blades for this too. It's starting to wear down really bad. And then 5 1/4. Which I do have blades for this. I'm going to have to pull them out soon. It's really wearing down. Because actually, on here, it's super frayed. I don't know how well you can see on the camera. You can see more on that side. Like, it is super, super frayed. So, yeah. New blades are needed. They will need to be replaced from time to time. What I can do is just kind of try to clean it up a little. And then for the DSP, it needs to be 5 1/4 by 2 1/4. So let's cut 5 1/4 by 2 1/4. And there's our next component. So put the paper trimmer aside. I'm going to put these two pieces away. This is great paper. And I'm so sad. I'm like, because usually they roll over the patterns, but they're not this year. So I have to buy like all new paper. Alright, so this is Orchid Oasis. Now the downside of Orchid Oasis is I don't have this as a pencil color. But we're going to improvise. We're going to see in our bin of pencils if we have anything remotely similar in the watercolor stuff. Actually, whatever the heck this is, no name ultramarine blue might kind of work. So let's roll with it. It's similar but not the same, but it might work. So for this piece, I only need on the long sides it colored, like we did already. I might add a little bit of purple to it actually, just to kind of blender it. And again, yes, this is watercolor pencils I'm using. Now this is of a brand I don't recommend. And yeah, Stampin' Up! Does have a newer set of watercolor pencils. I just haven't got my hands on it. It's at a couple key colors. I think for later in this project, the third color, I think they have that pencil in it now. So I was like, oh. But another way to do this is using blend-in brushes in the ink. but I did realize last time it used a lot of ink. So tonight's quest was, how can I do this a little easier? So I'm bringing back the purple just to kind of lightly put in some of that purple to make that Orchid Oasis color. And it's working pretty darn good. And then the same on the bottom. And then through the magic of television, let's color this up. Ooh. Let me get a little drip of water going down there. It kind of took some of it away because I'm using watercolor paper now. Another drip of water. I might have to refill it. No, there's water in there. It's just, it's not. I try not to solely saturate it. And you know what? That looks pretty darn good. So we'll just kind of wipe that on the table. Give that a little bit of time to dry. Because it is different. Different papers will respond differently. So I'm purposely swapped over to another paper just to see what happens. But it did respond a lot different. It could be a good thing. It might be a bad thing. We'll see at the end how this looks. Because I still want everyone to tell me which card's better. The first one or the second one. Alright, and I'm just going to glue this on. So top to bottom lines up. Nice little border on the sides. And there we go. And there is our Orchid Oasis happening. With some fudged up colors. Alright, so let's bring back the card here. And also, I'm just going to shift my maybe wet, because this is white in the back. Let's not ruin that yet. So this is going to get glued on the center with dimensionals. And I got edges of here, so I'm just going to do some cutting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to start. And this is a really great hack if you don't have cardstock and you still want to pull off this. You use the blending brushes of a whole lot of ink, or you can use watercolor pencils that matches the color as close as possible. So I think it's really, really neat. And as long as you have a decent cardstock to work with, like watercolor paper or a paper that's meant for paint and getting wet. Like this one's not the greatest. This was I don't know what store I bought this in. But it was just, hey, at the time I'm like, you know, and it was only recently I pulled it out because I'm like, hey, I should use this stuff. So there it gets glued on. That is looking really cool. I might do this more often. Okay, so the next panel, we're not done, we're still going here, is, so let's bring back the concept. So I got the white cardstock, I got the purple, and then I've got the strip of the Orchid Oasis. We gotta do a center squarish thing. So I need a white cardstock, or whitish. And we'll do again the watercolor paper because I think it's just going to hold a lot better. I need 3 1/4. Well, that won't do. So let's bring this piece in. So 3 1/4. Actually, I'll go the other way because that's pretty frayed right there. So 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and then I'm gonna need another same designer series paper theme, which is the Fresh Freesia here. I already have some out, half prepared for tonight because I had from last time. Because I made this card like a month ago almost, and this is cool. So So I've got here a piece. This is 3 by 3, the perfect size. Okay. So this color is fresh freesia. So what am I going to do for fresh freesia? I'm going to try to find a pink that will work for that. Hopefully. Hopefully. Unknown, but we'll see. Of course, I keep zipping this back up every time. It's habit. Especially when you live with 2 doodles. You're likely to have problems with little puppies and chaos and... I'm just looking at what's my color options. Because fresh freesia is an interesting color. Bear with me a few minutes here as I think. I'm going to have to pull them all out and see if I got anything to kind of... Oh, I got one of these in here. Get rid of that. Alright, let's see what we got. Because I know Stampin' Up! I don't have fresh freesia. So far... No, it's a little too pinky, but... Let's see. I might have to really dig to find the color. Or I might have to really improvise tonight. I might have to use the ink. We'll see. Like even like a lilac would work. Worst case, I can use regular pencils. That is another option. It doesn't have to be watercolor pencils. It's just watercolor is so much fun. Yeah, because these ones aren't doing me. No, these aren't doing me. Okay. So let's improvise some more, my friends. And it's too bad. I really want watercolor. I'm really into the watercolor theme lately. I'm thinking. Let's see. Let's see if I can find a pink-ish watercolor. Now, good question for me is, where are all my watercolor pencils? Are they all here? Alright, I gotta look for... Okay, Buddy's beside me. He might get a little startled because I gotta move a few things to get at some supplies. Because it's only tonight that oh, sorry, Ivy. I just startled her. It's only tonight I decide, you know what? Let's do a different way of doing this. Okay, apparently, I really need to clean the art room. I'm looking. I got lots of stuff here. Probably way too much stuff. Like, literally. Literally. Oh my goodness. So I do have a couple other sets of watercolor pencils. I'm just trying to see if I have them here. I think I do, but I could be wrong. They might be up in storage. I got stuff here, just not what I'm after. I might have to go look for them. We'll see. Give me a few minutes here. So, before I got into Stampin' Up, I was the queen of other stuff. I'm just looking. Oh god, I got stuff everywhere. I'm finding lots of stuff. Yeah, welcome to Kitty is Disorganized. Oh wow, I even found shopping bags. Oh, here we go. We're getting somewhere. Okay. Well, actually, we're not getting somewhere. Oh, we're gonna find what I'm looking for. Okay, I don't have what I'm looking for. Oh. Okay, they're not in the room. Alright, well, I have a choice. I can either dash upstairs and go find it. Hopefully. Or I got a substitute. And I really want to do watercolor. Because I like how it's turning out. Okay. So friends, I'm just going to put my shelf back together here. Because I pulled a whole bunch of stuffs out. And then I am going to dash upstairs. And try to go find one item. Actually, I need that back out. That's not what I'm looking for. But I might take a peek at it anyway. Maybe it'll have something I'm looking for. Alright, let's see if there's anything in this. That way. I like it, but I don't like it. Alright. Well. I'm stuck because I was really hoping for watercolor. Alright, I'm gonna go dig. I'm gonna go find it. BRB, friends. Oh, give me a moment. Oh my goodness. Disorganized kitty, but I'm gonna put my barriers back. That way my doggies are not chewing up everything. I'm gonna do a quick dash to see if I can find the watercolor stuff because it's here in the house. I'm just putting stuff back together. Okay, BRB. not so good adventure. I can't find what I'm looking for. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. And Buddy's still sound asleep here. Yeah, no, I have stuff. God, I don't even know where it is. Okay. Let's continue on. I found something else. Hopefully you'll have what I'm looking for enough for tonight. And then I'm going to have to do a really big sort the house. Because I have some packs of watercolor pencils that are hiding. Alright. Of course. Go do a live video and I can't find my supplies. Oh, fudge. I found something else though. I found that the doodles have been busy. I pulled back the couch and I'm like, whoa, we found a playground back there. Alright. Yeah, I'm going to have to dig and look. And I don't know where they are. Alright. Found some other watercolor. I found my premium stuff. So. That's too dark. I don't know if there's going to be anything in here. Oh, sorry guys. Now I'm all sneezy because I went and dust. You know what? And again, I don't have the color I'm looking for. Okay. We're going to improvise. So I'm liking this. And then add a little bit of purple to it. And then where we go. So we'll... And you know what? I could have done it in the first place. Alright. Let's go somewhat legit. Let's do it with the Stampin' Up! Stuff. Which I should have looked for in the first place. Oh my goodness. Gotta love it when you do a video and it's like an epic fail. Hey Donna. Welcome to my very chaotic video where I'm so disorganized. Oh boy. Alright, so I'm just looking for a pink watercolor pencil. That's not the color I want. Oh my goodness. To just kind of mix. Alright, so for this piece, we're making a mystery card that was Teresa's sketch that she did in the teen group a little while ago. I'm improvising tonight, so I'm just taking a pink, any old pink watercolor pencil on kind of sort of watercolory paper. I thought I had all my watercolor pencils here, but turns out I might not, which means I need to like look some more and see if I can find them. Because I have a couple packs of some other stuff, and I found some premium stuff too, but I'm like, no, I didn't have the color I'm looking for. So I'm just coloring around this white piece a pink border. Because the hack for tonight is, say you want to do panels like this. For example, the purple was done with purple watercolor. The Orchid Oasis was done with a similar color to make the Orchid Oasis border. So it's a neat hack for if you don't have the cardstock color, how can you still make a card and have a colored panel without needing, you know, all the supplies. Because the first draft of this I will show you soonish when I finish this card. I actually use blending brushes and I realize, oh my god, the amount of work and effort, because you can kind of see on here, to do it, and the amount of ink too was unbelievable. So I'm like, you know what, I gotta find, it was just, as I started doing the video tonight, I'm like, well, here's a solution that I did not plan. I did not plan this at all. I'm winging it. So then I'm just going to lay in some of the gorgeous grape on top of that pink to try to kind of make that fresh freesia color. It's starting to look like it, kind of. And then we will add the water painter brush thing to it and see if we can kind of make the color. And this has come on quite nicely. Yeah, my house is very... It was fun. So my couch is up against a wall unit when we haven't looked back in there in a little while. So I pulled out the couch to get to the cabinets, and I was like, oh my god, that's Toyland behind the couch. So between the dogs, probably Ivy, she keeps hiding toys back there, and I found stuffing, broken stuff. So I was like, okay, I got some busy work to do this weekend with getting behind the couch. All right, so I got my whiteboarder, or not whiteboarder, non-whiteboarder, so that can go on. But before I do so, take one of these water painter brushes, and then, oh yeah, that looks good. And just kind of paint that border. That is looking like the color. Not bad, eh? That was awesome. This is so cool. Yeah, there's our color. That is pretty darn freaking good. And I'm just rubbing this on the paper to kind of clean the tip. That is pretty darn close. Seriously. That is so close. So then let that dry. It needs a moment to dry, because as much as this is paper that's meant for paint, it's still not great. It's okay. I'm purposely using other stuff. I do have the Stampin' Up! Fluid 100 paper. It is awesome. But I was like, no, I'm going to try this paper tonight, which isn't going so well. Alright, so I definitely want that side on there. So I'm going to glue on this side, because that way each of the pattern has changed on all 3 components on this card. And I'm loving this card, actually. And then we still got to do the stamping. We're still getting there. Alright, so then that gets glued on. Kind of centered. Not great, but it's kind of centered. And I just dropped the pencil. Oh my goodness. And that was one of the Stampin' Up! Pencils. There we go. Making sure Buddy doesn't eat it, because Buddy would. He probably would try. Alright, so yeah, I would advise, if you're using the watercolor technique, use good watercolor paper, because that I've learned tonight. So then this is going to get glued on the front like so, and it's looking really good. So I'm going to get some dimensionals, and I'm going to use the itty bitty pieces going on, and I only need 4, because we're going to do seal on the rest. So I'm going to put it as close to the edge as possible. And as a reminder for anyone who's watching, and thank you for those who have commented, is you're eligible to be entered to a draw next week to win this card, or one of these cards, whichever one you like better. I'll explain the good and the failures of both of them when I get to the end here. And then I'm just going to get some seal on the center. And then ideally, those edges will be on, the dimensional edges will go on there. But first I gotta peel off the white caps. And I gotta make sure I get my direction good, because I'm likely to mess it up since I'm having some failures tonight. Of course, it's an hour late, because I got distracted talking about cell phones and tablets. Because my partner loves technology. No, we're just trying to plan some. Like, what happened was Bell had called, well, hey, we want you to convert to Bell. And it's like, ugh. Like, as in, we're happy with our phone system for our cell phones. So we're like, okay, well, what's the price? So they sent us a price, and we've taken a look at it, and we're like, well, it ain't that good of a deal. Anyway, alright, so I glued that on. So I got the dimensionals on that, and I got seal in the middle. So that's come on quite nicely. But we're not done yet. We're really not done yet. I'm looking for something I can't find. Okay, I'm going to move some stuff around here. But yeah, I'll have to dig and find my other pencils. I don't know where they are. Okay, so I still have here another piece of the watercolor paper. And I'm just going to cut this into a square, I think. Put it off to the side for a moment. So let's see what this measurement is, because I didn't actually measure it. So pretty much 2.5. Let's do 2.5 by 2.5. And then we're going to get to some stamping. Woo! And I got hiccups. I don't know if you can tell, but I got hiccups. I'll have to add this to my hiccups playlist on YouTube because people like their hiccups. Oh my goodness, now my Alexi upstairs is talking. Wow. Alright, so the stamp set of the night is Construction Zone. It's a cutie. So let's bring that in. I'm going to bring a block, and then I'm going to need some ink. And I want to use Gorgeous Grape, which I'm looking for it. It is here. There's Gorgeous Grape. Alright. Because I bought this stamp set, and I never really used it until recently, and I'm like, I gotta use this stamp set. So first things first, I'm going to build a little picture, and I'm going to try my best to build it. So I got here the little construction guy waving. And the intention of this is kind of... I love this too. This took me a while to figure out the colors, but once I figure it out, this is awesome. So this is going to be a little construction friend. Standing at the side. Waving. Well, he will be waving. He or she. I kind of almost said what we're going to do to him. So just clean that stamp. But this is really cute, this card. And again, I'm doing this on the watercolor paper, kind of, that way, because I am intending to do a little bit of watercoloring here. So then I got this stamp, which is balloons. So our little friend is going to be attempting to hold some balloons. And this is the make or break moment, because I could totally mess this up. We're going to try. There we go. They're holding balloons. So the three colors featured is Gorgeous Grape, Orchid Oasis, and Fresh Freesia. Unfortunately, Orchid Oasis is retiring this month, which is really sad because it was a great color, but I don't think it was well utilized very well because it's a weird kind of it's not purple, it's not blue, but it's like a neat indigo kind of color. All right, so then I'm gonna bring from the same stamp the little present, and we're gonna do 3-ish presents if space allows me. Again, all in the Gorgeous Grape. There's one. And this Gorgeous Grape could use an ink refill, which I do have the ink for it. I'm crafting. I'm in the mood. So try to kind of line them up straight, which is really hard to do with the red clings, to be honest. It's pretty good. Alright. Oh, and I forgot a component of this whole project. We need a phrase. So I'm going to go with your loads of fun, which I think is cute. Because same as what I did before. And I'm going to change the position of where I'm putting it this time. Because you'll see at the end, the original, different than this one. Alright, so your loads of fun's inked up, and we're just going to put that on the top. There we go. Cute, cute, and cute. And then, this needs some color. And I almost put the sponge in the stamp box. Yes, I have gotten into something tonight, because I'm like, I need to. Alright. So next up, we gotta decorate it. So if you remember earlier, we had some colors. And then we also have Fresh Freesia and Orchid Oasis. So I've got some choices here on how I want to color. I might now use these to kind of show a little bit of... Now I can move my chair because both pups are upstairs now. How I can kind of color this in. So what I did was... I'm just trying to remember how I did this. So I'm going to use the water brush. I'm going to start with the lightest color, the Fresh Freesia. And then just kind of squirt a little bit of water. Try to pick up some of the ink. This is a really fun way to color. And I'm going to color our friend's pants in the light pink. And it is going to pick up some of the Gorgeous Grape. And that is totally fine. It just kind of adds to the picture. Now it's kind of hard to tell on camera, because I am going lightly. And I'm looking at how I did the original one, because I don't remember. Alright, so there's our little friend. And then I'm going to get some of that Fresh Freesia on the first present. And it's picking up again that gorgeous grape, but that's totally fine. And then I'm going to use, on the second present, use that for the bow, that same color. And then for the balloons, I'm going to again use that fresh freesia on 2 of the balloons. And I think that's it for the fresh freesia for the moment. It is really, really cute. And then now we're going to do Orchid Oasis. And I'm just going to use the same brush. I'm not going to clean it because I don't mind if it gets a little muddy with the colors. That way our Orchid Oasis is on the guy or gal's vest. On the head. Actually get a little more orchid in there. And then on 2 of the balloons will be that Orchid Oasis. And then on this present will be the orchid again. Alright. And then lastly, on this present, we'll have some of that happening. Okay, so that was Orchid Oasis. These little stamp pads are awesome for doing stuff like this. I just want a little bit of ink. Get a little more on the purple. And then get that purple balloon going. And then that present is going to get the purple, the gorgeous grape. And then on the bow of that present. And there we go. Isn't that cute? Like, that is adorable. Now, I'm going to carefully touch this. And then I'm just going to kind of go like that. And then I'm undecided. Do I do anything else to it? Or do I kind of muck it up like I did the first time? And I think this time I'm just going to leave it because it looks good. I don't want to do any more to it because I want it to stand out. I want the 2 cards to be the same but different. So we're just going to leave it. And another thing is when it comes to your little ink spots, store them upside down. Versus the big ink pads, store them right side up. Big difference. Actually, I'm going to need a little bit of ink shortly. Because we got to do the back of the card. The angel policy. Let's do that now before I totally forget. So let's do it in the gorgeous grape. Because that is like the common big color. And this is just an 2 old stamps here. Love what you do with the Stampin' Up name. And I've kind of put the 2 stamps together on one of the paper pumpkin blocks. That way, there we go. Just as my perma stamp set for that. And what's nice is, as a demo, you can buy more of the paper pumpkin blocks. They're reasonably priced. They're thinner than, you know, the big blocks, but they're super handy for events and stuff. So I have like a dozen of them. Alright, so that's good for the moment. And then we're just going to take this in. And I'm just going to use regular seal. Nothing fancy. I thought about dimensionals, but I'm like, nah, I just want this to glue on pretty good. And because I got the paper a little bit wet, I'm just going to put kind of glue all the way around, kind of in pieces. So then, there we go. There is our really cute card. I'm just letting this dry for a moment. And then, I think it needs a little bling this time. I'm going to go for it. So, for bling, what are my options? I have here, and I think these are retired polished dots. I want to use the clearish ones to decorate this card. And I want to use the small ones, because for some reason the big ones just feel big. So I'm just going to grab with my nails, because that's kind of my style. And put one there. Oh, yeah, it would help if I grabbed the glue that goes with it. And I just lost it. Okay, I just lost that little teeny tiny piece of glue. So if in doubt, if that happens, if you try to pull it off and it mucks off, what you can do once I find them is get the mini glue dots to replace it. Or liquid glue. Of course, my mini glue dots are hiding from me. Oh, hi. This is Princess Ivy. Oh, hi, baby girl. Hi. Oh, hi, baby girl. And of course, this is now the time that I cannot find my glue dots. Hi, baby girl. And Buddy's back under mommy again. Yeah, my glue dots are hiding. Of course they have to be hiding tonight. Okay. Separate, 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 separate. It's one of those nights. Yeah. My glue dots are hiding. And then Buddy now barked. You know what? I'm actually missing a couple things, I just realized. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, she likes everything. Alright, so we're gonna improvise. And now Buddy's decided it's playtime. Alright, so here's the part where I gotta like move everything on my desk. My desk is a total disorganized mess. Oh, I think that's Ivy, isn't it? Yeah, that is Ivy barking. Interesting vocal range she has, eh? Hey, Jenny! I just realized you tuned in. Oh, I'm having quite a night of chaos and problems trying to make this card. Okay, so let's bring in some glue dots for real. Because I seem to not know where mine are. And that's Ivy singing. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's get this card going. Yep. Alright, so now I'm bringing in the official stick. Let's see if I can get this. So let's get a glue dot on here because I lost the little adhesive for that dot. And then I'm going to flip to this side, which this side's kind of half gone, but to pick it up and glue it on. There we go. That's how you can save from those. Alright, let's see if I can try it now with these. Okay, so then there, and then I should use this in the first place. I know. I'm stubborn that way. And then there. That's our card. Now, this was the original one. It doesn't have any bling to it, so let's add some bling. And then we'll compare the two cards, and I'll describe the difference of the two cards, because there are some unique differences of both of them. And they are really cool. Alright. Okay, and I still made a video into an hour, I still do. Alright, now let me get some of this packed away. I had some stuff on here, now I don't know where they are. Yeah, hi Laura. Everybody's tuning in tonight. Cool. And as a reminder, you comment on this video, you're entered to a draw to win one of these cute cards. Alright. Wait a moment, I gotta put some stuff away because I had pulled everything off to one side, so now things are a little chaotic here. I got stuff everywhere. Literally. Okay, so here's the two cards. Now, alright, this is the original one, and this is tonight's. So they're almost the same cards, as you can kind of see. I'm just having a squirrel moment. Alright, so, and they're both using the Construction Zone stamp set, which is retiring and already gone. I should have looked ahead of time, but I didn't. And it used all three types of the same designer series paper. We get the Regals, the in colors, that's now going, and then the subtles. The three theme colors, which Gorgeous Grape, Orchid Oasis, and Fresh Freesia. So here's the difference. This one, so we got a DSP attached to a panel that's the same color. So there's a border around each of them. Now, these ones I did each, especially you can see it in the pink one, I did it with blending brushes, with ink and blending brushes, because it's a neat hack if you don't have the cardstock, but you have some materials. You can totally do this. And as you can see on my table here, this is the first round, trying to do the blending brushes. The downside of using blending brushes in the ink is you use a lot of ink, and look how much got wasted. And there's actually more underneath the DSP you can't see. Now, tonight's version was done with watercolor pencils and a water painter, as the same idea but different. So it turned out the same but different. Not the same. For the Gorgeous Grape, I did have the official Gorgeous Grape color. The Orchid Oasis, I don't have the color, so I mixed Gorgeous Grape and some other watercolor color. And then for the pink, again, I didn't have Fresh Freesia, so I mixed a pink with the Gorgeous Grape, and I got that. And it's almost the same card. And then when I decorated the cutenesses, these ones was done with the actual ink pads, the little ones, and the water painter. So I want to know what you think. The first one or the second one. Now the difference is also, when I did the first one, there was no watercolor paper used in this. So what happened is, this white piece that was white, I did a lot of watercoloring on it, it got kind of wet and weird. So that's when I realized this wasn't exactly effective. It still looks great, but I should have used watercolor paper. Versus this piece wasn't, but that piece, and that piece was watercolor paper. So there. It's the two same cards, done same but different. What do you think? A or B? I would love to know what you think on technique. Or a bit of both is really awesome. Please let me know. I would love feedback. Because this video took me an hour. Part of my delays tonight, if you're catching the full video, is what happened was I thought I had watercolor pencils here. I might. I have to clean up the room a little better and seek them out, because I really thought I had packages kicking around. Oh, so we got 2 votes for B so far. That's awesome. Yeah, I think this one, I think when I did more white versus blending the pink around, it turned out a lot better. But yeah, definitely watercolor pencils is a lot of fun. So, exciting. Yeah, so my delay was I went upstairs to go find some pencils, which took forever. And I pulled out the couch, and I'm like, oh my god, the dogs have been busy behind the couch. Alrighty. But yeah, so thanks for watching, everyone. Thank you. So it looks like this is the popper one. I think so too. I think it turned out a little better. I like both. I like how I did the blending brushes, but this is cool too. Alright, I'm gonna go, because Doodles, as you heard them earlier, they're ready for attention. Alright, bye for now.